Okay, so welcome back to this channel. So in our previous videos we have handled the products and the orders, and now in this video we will handle these users. We will display all the registered user in the all users, and also we can simply edit the user and change the user details like role and other details, and also we can delete the user. Okay, so let's handle that in this video. So I simply go back. Now first of all I go to my backend. In the controllers we have this auth controllers. So let's first of all create all the controller functions. Okay, so what I will do here is I go in the order controllers and I will copy these three functions just to save some time. I will copy these three and paste that here. Okay, so first of all we have the um, get, let's call it get users. In that we are going to have our res per page, and then we have here the users count. Okay, we will pass the users count, and then we have to pass in here the user. Okay, so we will implement the pagination, and also we have to import the API filters here, and then we will use here users. Okay, and we don't have to actually populate here anything. Okay, so what I will do here is I will simply remove that, and now we have our users count, res per page, and users in this get users. And now let's handle the get user part. Okay, so and before that I copy that and I paste that here for the get user. Okay, because also we also want to get the details of a single user, and I will simply change it to user. Okay, and that is the user. Okay, so if there is no user we will simply return this error, and after that we will simply remove this from here, and then we will simply pass in here our user. Okay, so that is for the get user. And now if I scroll down for the update user, so here I will simply change first of all this to user. So if there is no user we will simply return the error, and also I will change it to user. Okay, and this is also user. Okay, and after that we will simply type here user dot find by id, and update we will pass in here request dot id, and then request dot body. Let's remove this bracket, and also this one we will simply pass in here request dot body dot user data. Okay, and then we simply return the user from here. Okay, so this is the update user, and now we have here the delete user. So for the delete user we simply have to change that to user. Okay, so if there is no user we will simply return here that no user found with this id. Okay, and then user dot delete one, and that is kept small u, and then we will return here success true. Simply save it. Now we have here delete user, update user, get single user, and then the get all users with the pagination. Now we have to create the endpoint routes, so I simply close this from here, and I go to the pages. In the admin I create a new folder with the name users. In that I create my first file that is called index.js. So in that we will simply copy this from here, and I put that here, and this is going to be an admin route, and that is going to be get users. Okay, and I remove that from here, simply save it, and after that in the users we create a new file here that is called id.js. So in that we will handle all other routes. Okay, and I copy this from here and put that here. So that is going to be get user for the this get route, and for the put that is going to be update user, and that is going to be delete user. Okay, so I will remove this from here. So all of these are going to be admin routes. Okay, so now our backend is ready. Now let's go to our front end and display first of all users. So I go in the app, in the admin directory. In the admin I create a new folder with the name users. So in the users I will have my page.jsx file. Okay, so route is going to be slash admin slash users. So I will simply copy this from here just to save some time and put that here. So first of all, that is going to be admin users page. Okay, and then we have this users here. Okay, let's call it data, and then we have here get users and admin users page, that is users. Okay, and this is going to be get users. Okay, so we will get our cookie. Okay, and then we will simply pass in here slash api slash admin slash users, and we will pass in here our search query, and then we set the cookie in the header and pass that to the backend, and then we'll get back here our users, and we will pass this users as data in our users component that I will create in a minute. Okay, simply save it, and then I go back to the components in the admin. I go back to my Chrome, and then here I will go to this users.jsx in my admin folder. So I copy that from here. Simple, this is a table. Then I go back, create a new file with the name users.jsx, and I paste that here. Okay, so we'll first of all import the link. Oops. So we will simply first of all import the link from next/link and change it to href. Save it, and also we will remove this from here. Okay, and also we will remove this part from here. Save it, and now here I have to use here users like this. Okay, and if I log here data that I will get from my props. Okay, save it, and now if I go back and if I click on all users, so you can see that here we are on slash admin slash users and we have some error. So order is not defined. Okay, so order is not defined, where that is, I think so it is going to be on backend. So let me check that. I go in the backend in the controllers and the auth controllers, that is the user.count document. Okay, so now if I go back and reload this page, so now you can see that here we get this dummy data. Now we have to display all the users one by one, and on the console, no, here we are going to get all the users. Okay, if I scroll down, so we have all the users here, 1 and 2. Okay, so now let's display that. So I close this from here and also remove this from here. So I simply scroll down and we have to loop through this tr. So I use here data dot users dot map, and for each user we have to display a single row. Okay, so I will move this tr inside the loop, and that is going to be first of all user dot name. Okay, and then here I will simply display here user dot underscore id. Okay, and let's also pass this as a key right here. Oops, we will simply paste that, save it, and now if I go back, you can see that here we have two users, so this one and this one, and also let's display here uh, data dot users dot length. Okay, so now we have two users, one is this which is a normal user, and one is this admin at gmail.com, which is a admin user. So now we're displaying all the users. Now let's display the pagination, and for that I will simply scroll down just to copy that from here, and I put that here after this table. Okay, and we will import the custom pagination, and then we have here data. Save it. So if I reload it, I will not get here the pagination because we only have here two users. And if you want to avoid this one, you can simply check that if data dot users dot length length is greater than data dot res per page. Then we have to simply display that. So I will move that right here, save it. Now you will not get here the pagination because now we only have two users. Okay, so now we have to first of all handle this edit and delete part. Let's handle this delete part first. Okay, and actually I will close this from here and this one. Let's first of all go to our context and the auth context. Let's define our both functions here. Okay, so I will write here. So I will simply copy that from here and put that here, and that is going to be update user, and we will pass in here the ID of the user. Okay, let me type here that we will get the ID of the user and then the user data, and the path is going to be slash API slash admin, then slash users, then slash the ID of the user, that is going to be this ID. This is going to be a put request, and we will pass in here the user data. Okay, and if we get here data.success, we will simply set here set updated to true and auto.replace to slash admin slash users and then slash the ID of the user. Okay, and I think so we have defined here set updated, yes. Okay, so now we have here updated user. Now let's handle the delete user. So I copy that from here and put that here, and that is going to be delete. Okay, in that we will only get the ID of the user, and then that is going to be delete. Route is going to be same, we don't have to pass here in the body. And if res dot success, then I will simply move the user to admin slash users, save it, and I will simply add here update user and then the delete user. Okay, save it. So now let's close this one, and now let's actually first of all handle the update. So for the update, I will simply go in the app, in the admin, in the users. I will create here a new folder like this. Okay, that is going to be ID. In that I create my file that is called page.jsx. Okay, so I will simply copy this from here and I put that here. That is going to be admin user details update details page. Okay, and we will get here the get user, pass in here the ID, and then we have to pass in here the user, that is going to be data dot user. Okay, so I will simply put that here, and now that is going to be get slash API slash users slash the ID of the user, and then I will simply return data from here. Okay, and simply save this from here. Now let's go to the components. In the admin, I go back here, I have my second component, which is the update user. So I simply copy that from here and go back, and I create a new file here with the name update user.jsx, and I put that here. Okay, first of all I will remove this sidebar. Okay, and also I will remove this part from here. So I will add here the update user. So we have passed user in there, so I will simply get here my user. Okay, and that is going to be use client. Okay, so first of all let's get here from the state error, then update user, then we have here the clear errors, then updated, and then set updated, and we will use our use context hook, pass in here the auth context. Okay, and now we also have to set the name, email, and the role of the user. So I will create here state variables, name, set name, and that is going to be use state, and we have simply use here user dot name. Remember that we have here this user, so the initial value is going to be the name of the user. Okay, in the same way we have our email and the role. Okay, and now after that I will simply create here my use effect. Okay, so in that, first of all I will check that if updated, then I will simply set here set updated to false. Okay, and then toast dot success. We also have to import the toast dot success, and in that I will simply pass in here user updated. In the same way I will have here the error. So if there is any error, I will simply toast dot error the error message, and then clear the errors from the state like this. And the dependency array, I am going to have my error and updated. So now we have this. Now let's create our submit handler. So const submit handler. So first of all we have to prepare our user data. In that I will simply pass in here the name, email, and then the role. Okay, and then in the update user, we simply pass in here the user dot id. Okay, and then we have to pass in here the user data. Okay, so this is our submit handler. So now let's use that. First of all, on the form, on submit, I will use here the submit handler. Okay, and if I scroll down, so after this I have to set here the value that is going to be name. Okay, and then we will set here on change. Okay, so I will simply set here set name that is going to be e dot target dot value, and the same way I copy this from here, paste that here for the email. Okay, set email, and for the role I will simply use here set role that is going to be that is also value that is going to be role. Okay, so we will set the role here, and now we only have two roles, user for and the admin, and we will simply display two options only. Okay, simply save it, and now let's check it out. If I simply save it, and now if I go back and if I click here edit, okay, so you can see that here we get here the full name, email, and the role. If I change the username to this, click on update, so user updated. If I reload the page, so you can see that the name is updated. I can also change the role of the user to admin. This way I can make any user admin. Click on update, so user updated. If I go in the all users, you can see that now both users are admin. Even if I reload the page, now this user is a admin. Okay, so in this way we can simply update the user. So now let's handle this delete part. If I go back, um, I will simply close all files. Now let's go to the component. In the admin we have our users. Okay, and also update user. So what I'll do is I will simply copy this from here and I put that here. So now here we need the error, clear errors, and then the delete user. I will remove this from here, and now let's import the use context, and then we have to import the auth context. Okay, save it, and now let's copy this part. Okay, and I put that here. We don't need here this updated part, and we only need here this error. Okay, so we will import the use effect. Okay, so now we also have to use here use client. So use client, save it. So now let's handle the delete part. So const delete handler, we will get the id of the user, simply call it the delete user, and pass in here the id like this. Okay, and now if I copy this from here and scroll down, so here we have this trash button. So on this a I will add on click, I will have to call in here the delete handler and pass in here user dot underscore id. Save it. And now if I go back, reload this page once, now if I click on delete, so you can see that user is deleted successfully. Now we only have here one user. Okay, so in this way we have successfully handled this part. Also now we are also displaying all the users. We can update the details of the user, and we can also delete that user from our database. Okay, so now we have completed all the options, new product, all products, edit and delete product. In the same we have handled the orders and then the all users. Okay, also we have handled all these details. So now in my next video I will first of all handle the review part. If user want to give the review to this product, and also we have to display all the reviews of other users. Okay, so if you have any question you can post that in the comment section. I will try my best to respond there, and also you can get the source code of this video from the description of this video. So I will see you in the next lecture in which we will handle our reviews.